Hello, and welcome to another Lividian Publications unboxing, and it's also another Robert McCammon unboxing because they are on a roll, both McCammon and Brian James Freeman at Lividian. So this, my friends, is the paperback bundle. So last year was the year of McCammon, in which they published a bunch of Matthew Corbett stories, starting with stories being novels, starting with Mr. Slaughter, the third title, all the way up to the hardcover release of King of Shadows. This year is the year of McCammon Part 2, in which, we get Seven Shades of Evil. I unboxed the arc of that just this past week. And 3 more paperbacks from Lividian for McCammon titles. First up being the King of Shadows, which had the hardcover release last year, now has the paperback release this year. We also have a title that was previously released from Cemetery Dance, yes, Cemetery Dance in a hardcover, and The Border, which was previously released via Subterranean Press in a hardcover. So now they all have paperback treatments. These are, of course, all unsigned, and technically the only one that was officially released here in July was the King of Shadows. Was The Border. The Border got released at the end of July as a standalone volume. Then following it up in September is King of Shadows, and then The Listener is December. But if you buy the triple pack, which I think is still available online, and it's pretty affordable too, like these are all $25 a pop. The triple pack was $50, so it's like you're getting a book for free. You would get all 3 together, like I did. I don't know that they're actually shipping the trade editions yet. I believe I got the patrons of Brian James Freeman's Patreon got the first copies, of which I am one. I'm a patron. I highly recommend subscribing to his Patreon. I wish I had done it sooner. These are first printings for the trade paperbacks. But if you buy the individual titles, you might not necessarily get first printings, just because the first printings are reserved primarily for these triple packs. So first up, we have The Border. As I said, this was originally published in a signed limited edition, as well as a trade hardcover from Subterranean Press, who used to give the Robert McCammon books the limited press treatment, including almost all of the Corbett titles, Matthew Corbett titles. They did a very low printing of The Queen of Bedlam, the second title, and Mr. Slaughter. Those were both rather rare. But then they did all of the other titles up until Freedom of the Mask. Until and including Freedom of the Mask. And the following title, which was Cardinal Black, was Cemetery Dance. Cemetery Dance did The Listener, and they did Usher's Passing. And then Lividian picked up the torch, and they're taking it over the finish line, which I am totally excited for. So anyways, no interior art, but it does have a new cover art from Elderlemon Design, also known as Keelan Patrick Burke. Very, very beautiful cover artwork there. The original hardcover had cover artwork. And did it have interior artwork? I don't think it did, but it had new cover artwork from David Ho. He did the original. The Border is a post-apocalyptic tone, I should say, which is a return from Robert McCammon. Swan Song, a major early novel by him, was also apocalyptic. This has warring factions between kind of cybernetic beings and aliens, monstrous gorgons, or the motion-blurred shock troops of the armored ciphers. And in between are humanity, who, trying to survive, or are they turned into hideous gray men. And the lead character is Ethan, a boy with powers that could save humanity. Anyways, I haven't read that one yet. I have read these two. These two are both very good. I haven't read that one yet. I have to read that one. So next up, like I said, is the King of Shadows, which is coming out in September in the trade release, the trade paperback release. It did get a trade hardcover release. Was it the end of last year, or was it earlier this year? I don't know. Time is irrelevant. So this is the 8th Matthew Corbett novel. If you haven't read Matthew Corbett novels, the Matthew Corbett novels, I highly recommend checking them out. It's definitely best to start off with Speaks the Nightbird, the first novel. It is an absolute masterpiece. And every other novel after that is terrific as well. So The King of Shadows, which is the 8th title, finds Matthew and company stranded on a mysterious island, which seems to offer up more questions than answers. The people on the island kind of have this reality-bending aspect where they don't know what's real anymore. And so the King of Shadows is looming over everybody. It's a metaphor, King of Shadows. But anyways, the King of Shadows is looming over them, and Matthew and company need to figure out what the hell's going on and get off that island before things get worse. This, of course, has Vincent Chong artwork. Right? Vincent Chong? Or is it Vincent Sammy? I think it's Vincent Chong. Vincent Chong. There's also Vincent Sammy, who did artwork for 20th Century Ghosts, the Joe Hill one. And they're both named Vincent, so therefore they're the exact same person to me. Anyways, King of Shadows, very good adventure. I will say you should read the prior novels first. Somebody actually asked on Facebook the other day, they're like, hey, do you have to read them in order? It's very recommended that you read them in order. I am a fool. I did not actually read them in order. I read them mostly in order. I read Speaks the Nightbird, Queen of Bedlam, Mr. Slaughter. And then I jumped over the Providence Rider and went straight to River of Souls for reasons that I had to read the one. It was time constrained, that sort of deal. It sounds weird. It made sense. It makes sense out within context. So yeah, I jumped into the title. And the great thing about Robert McCammon's writing style with the Matthew Corbett novels is that he has a great, almost like previously on segment. It's kind of worked into the narrative where if there's any information you're missing, he will refresh you on that information. So, I mean, technically you can read it out of order. Oh yeah, another one I read out of order. This one, I read this one. I have not read Cardinal Black, the last one. Cardinal Black is in this. He's in this novel, so you think that would be kind of problematic. But like I said, he gives a beautiful context if you were to read it out of order. But don't be like me. Read it in order. You know, I'm a weirdo. Don't be like me. Then finally, we have The Listener, which is getting the trade paperback release in December. Once again, getting the Keelan Patrick Burke cover treatment there. I gotta say, I love the cover of this. So the other ones, King of Shadows in particular, Vincent Chong has done all the cover artwork, but they're all slight variations, which is very cool. So the limited edition has different artwork than the trade edition. And I think that trade hardcover even had different artwork than this one. I'm trying to look over to the side to see if I can see the trade hardcover, but it's in the other room. But they do all of Vincent Chong artwork. The border, it's excellent Keelan Patrick Burke, Elderlemon artwork. You also have excellent David Ho artwork. The Listener, the Cemetery Dance artwork kind of sucks. It's very bare bones, and it's very disappointing. If you want beautiful Listener cover artwork other than what we have right here, which is also incredible artwork, check out the SST Publications edition. That had good artwork as well. The Cemetery Dance edition, not so much. So this is a novel that takes place in the Great Depression, and it deals with two warring sides in a way. You have a kind of a grifter who teams up with a very dangerous woman to jump into the crime scene. They decide to do just a light amount of kidnapping. But then you also have Curtis Mayhew, which he has a very special power. He is a listener. He has the ability to hear stuff that isn't necessarily spoken. And he gets entangled in this kidnapping plot. This came out 6 years ago, 2017. Came out on my birthday. It's really nice when you get a birthday present and it's a Robert McCammon novel. So I read this 6 years ago and I loved it. So it means it's time for a good reread. And wouldn't you know, I have a nice paperback edition here. So these paperbacks are available through Lividian Publications, through the direct site. Or you can go to, I think, pretty much anywhere books are sold to purchase a copy for yourself. Unfortunately, they are all unsigned. But if you wanted to track him being Robert McCammon down, I'm sure you could probably get him to sign your copies. He has at least one appearance coming up soon later this year in preparation for the release of Seven Shades of Evil. He is going to do an appearance down at Alabama Booksmith. Link in the description below for them. Now, they only carry hardcovers, so you cannot buy these paperbacks there. You can buy plenty of other signed McCammon hardcovers there. Or if you are in the Alabama area, you could bring your paperbacks there, and you can perhaps get him to sign it. If you're going to have him sign multiple books, I recommend going to the end of the line, the signing line, just because it's considerate of other people. But you should also be picking up a copy, if you do that, you should also pick up a copy of Seven Shades of Evil from Alabama Booksmith to help support the bookstore, because that's just a wonderful, wonderful idea. Plus, you get entered for a chance to win a cane that McCammon himself used. I don't know why I'm circling the dude from King of Shadows, because that's not right. But you can get the cane that McCammon, not McCain, not John McCain, the cane that McCammon, because I can't speak English today, that he used in the author photo for Seven Shades of Evil. Seven Shades of Evil, the limited edition is sold out, but you can get the trade edition through Lividian as well. That's trade hardcover. But like I said, you should definitely check out Alabama Booksmith to support a wonderful small bookstore, as well as get yourself a signed copy and get a chance to win yourself a cane that McCammon himself held for a absolutely stunning photo shoot. Sounds like a really cool idea. If Alabama wasn't so damn far away, I would love to meet the man myself, but I probably will not be there because that is quite a commute. But anyways, you should go and you should let me know how it is. So anyways, check out Lividian Publications. Check out Robert McCammon. The man is a legend. I have plenty of other unboxings on this channel, including many other McCammon titles, including an upcoming video months down the road of the limited edition for Seven Shades of Evil. So please consider liking and subscribing. It helps me out. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. We will see you around next time.